Hi everyone, it's Jerry. I have another interesting game to share with you. On the white end, LeelaKnightOdds, no king knight, playing against Grandmaster Awonder Liang. This was a 3+2 blitz game played on lichess October 9th. Familiar weapon of choice by LeelaKnightOdds, Jobava-London. D4 under fire, supported, maintained. Bishop development, given a kick back to d7 in this case. The bishop has an eye on b5, probably ready to swipe that knight if it wants to try and coordinate on c7 with the bishop. From here we have g4. Now, one of the things I took away with this game was white's delay with the light square bishop. Its first move in this game is to remove a pesky piece. There is a half-open file for black. You can expect a rook to be there. And already we start to see some intersection square surface, c4. It's the queen knight that will soon drift into c4. The knight on c4 is that pesky piece. And the bishop is in a spot to remove it in just one move. So rather than spend a tempo right now and a handful of moves later, another move, how can we better make use of our time? Leela in this case is saying, let me grab space on the king side. g4 it is. Knight c6, queen d2, e6, queenside castles, rook c8. Nearby, there is bishop b4, a pin. We start to see some converging on c3, so Leela gets out of any potentially uncomfortable pin. Queen e3 it is. Knight a5, bishop e5, taking advantage of a weakness behind black's last move, no longer under control, is e5 square. A good chunk of time spent here by black, about a minute. Bishop e7 is played. Now, if this knight circles into c4 straight away, it will be removed. And then there is this idea to take the knight, and after the recapture, knight captures d5 is there. Another detail behind the queen post on e3. There is a pin here. Okay, the knight doesn't dive into c4. We have bishop e7. If bishop takes knight and bishop takes bishop, this move is there once more. But after bishop takes knight here, I believe black is prepared to take with the pawn, making sure that d5 will not drop in that case. Okay, in this one we have g5, knight h5, and f4. Now this last move, f4, opens up a few different ways to now target the knight. Queen f3, e2, h3, bishop e2, all target the knight, and this clearly has black's attention. Makes an awkward looking move here. Another about a minute spent at this stage. Rook g8. Now, I believe if black castled instead, there was maybe concern that after bishop e2, okay, how am I hanging on to the knight? If I have to play g6 and allow this capture and my king's over here, maybe not so pleasant for black. Now, if bishop e2 in this position and knight c4, maybe Leela was prepared to live with the knight on c4, as crazy as that is. There is this problem here on b2. It's uncomfortable here for black. He ends up playing rook g8. Follow up h4, still, note, no light square bishop move. Knight c4 finally hits, bishop for knight exchange. Follow up f5. So if pawn takes, there's knight captures d5. Instead we have queen a5. And from here, move 17 is rook h to e1, the first move you can't play if you started with a king knight. Now, I was curious what the evaluation is here if you are playing with the king knight. It says white is winning. with the top move being queen f3. And after the knight is secure with g6, you play f6, the bishop moves, and then at that point you connect knights. You're strong here. The knight is effectively a dead piece there. Again, just to reiterate, this is what I have mapped out here is in a situation where you still have that king knight. Okay, no king knight in this game. Clearly some pressure being generated here on c3. We have this final piece entering the mix. From here, bishop b4 is played. Now, if there's a capture on f5 here, that would be a total disaster. White would be winning with a cute shot targeting the queen, and next up, checkmate. All right, in this case, we have bishop b4, rook d3, king d8. Follow up queen f3, g6, and pawn takes on g6. Note the direction here. If you take on e6, that gives black an opportunity to take with the bishop, defending d5, and f7. That's the key difference. Doesn't allow the queen to enter on that square. So it's the capture on g6. F takes g6, rook f1. From here, king c8 is played. Now, if rook f8, trying to get some trades in, Leela is prepared to sacrifice the queen. This is no longer considered winning for black. Only two legal moves here. It says best is to go into a pin with rook d to f3 to follow. If the king steps up here, rook d to f3 still. In this case, threatening mate in 1. Best is to cover it like this, only move. And from here, it's looking at pawn hunting, calls it around equal. Look at this knight. I've yet to really draw much attention to it. It's completely out of the game. It does not exist, does not live. It exists, but does not live. This dark square bishop is fantastic. Completely dominates the knight and does some more stuff. Clearly has an influence on the queen side. Okay. What a piece. Unopposed dark square bishop. In this game, no rook f8. It's king c8. Queen enters. Rook d8. The evaluation here is about equal, with queen captures pawn. Next up, bishop e8, trying to hold things together. This is one of those interesting moments with the LeelaKnightOdds games. An inferior move is played here, a losing move. What we have here is rook d to f3. The queen sticks around on this f7 square. She stays here controlling this f-file. We'll see why this is relevant soon enough. The situation at this stage in the game, black has about 9 seconds. I'll throw it to you as a pop quiz. You could put yourself on a shot clock here. Give yourself 9 seconds. See what you would do here. Feel free to pause the video. Okay, what move is tempting? You have the queen, bishop, rook, all pointing at the knight. We have a bishop for knight exchange here. You have more attackers than white has defenders. This is no longer considered winning. What was considered best, queen a6 or b6? I'll touch on one of the two. With queen a6, you watch over e6. Maybe you're now freeing this bishop to go elsewhere. Doesn't have that responsibility anymore. Also, the queen still has an eye on a2. The knight might not always be around controlling that square. Says this is a winning path. All right, in this game, it is bishop captures knight, pawn captures bishop, and from here, rook captures pawn is played, and from there, it is lost for black. What is considered best is b6, some room for the king, king d2, king b7, and after queen e7, it says withdraw the rook, try to hold things together. Okay. In this game, black continues to crash through on c3. It is now lost. Rook captures rook, check. Queen captures rook, and here's a reason. This queen is maybe sticking around on f7 some moves ago rather than the capture on h7. She is in a spot to support this only winning move, a rook lift to f3, where it will next play a role on the queen side. Queen check, king b2, the rook will play. From here, b6 is played. If a check is inserted, no problem. You block. This knight is not doing anything. With such a line, queen a5, at this point you could go hunting for pawns. Swipe the h-pawn. There's this coordination on b7, on c7. Careful where you go with the bishop. Bishop e8, defending the pawn. Queen captures b7 is checkmate. White is going to collect the pawn, target the knight next. Completely lost. Black's try in this game, after king b2, b6, and after move 28, queen e7, black resigns. Pressure on the rook and bishop. Next up, there's rook c3 check, kicking the king away, and the rook is ready to fall. If this continued from here with rook e8, keep in mind there's not even a check at this point on b4. If this one continued with rook e8, you can play queen d6, threatening mate. What do you do to stop this? You move the king, the bishop drops. If king d8 here, it's a checkmate in 2. Crushing black on these dark squares. Complete disaster. This knight completely out of play in this final position. What a fantastic game. Anyhow, your thoughts with this one, feel free as usual to leave any feedback to this video in the comment section below. I hope you enjoyed it and maybe took a thing or two away. That's all for now. Take care. Bye.